So we'll sit tall, and then just find yourself a tall seat with your shoulders stacked over your hips. And then if it feels all right to soften your eyes closed, you're welcome to do that. And begin to take inhales and exhales, just noticing your breath. So today what we'll be focusing on is, well, we recently had a full moon, a full super moon. It was the flower moon on Thursday morning, and full moons are just a really good time for channeling like extra energy that's happening, and then we can use it to kind of get rid of anything that might be a blocker for us or holding us down. So today the idea is to use our strong core and our breath to kind of burn away that which might not be working for us anymore. And so just know that you can always modify and take what you need. But yeah, I would encourage you to bring to mind and something that might, something that is no longer working for you, whether that's like a negative thought pattern or, I don't know, you can name it yourself. So we'll sit tall, eyes closed, and bring your attention to your belly. You might bring one hand to your belly. Feel the inhale, expand belly. Exhale, drawing in towards your spine. Take a few more like that, and I encourage you to notice. So we're always taking the seat of the observer and watching ourselves, kind of watching what comes up. Notice if your shoulders are hunched up a little bit, you might soften them down. And we'll release our hand. Inhale, lift both hands overhead, lift them up. Now on an exhale, cactus your arms or goalpost arms, lift your heart. Maybe your gaze lifts up, just a gentle back bend. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Option to drop your chin to your chest. You can release your hands if you'd like, but notice what you feel along the back of your neck with your heart lifted. So keep in mind the length of your spine. On your next inhale, we'll lift arms overhead again. Seated mountain. Exhale, back bend, open your heart. Let something go. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to heart, drop chin to chest. We'll do one more round of that. Inhale, lift your arms overhead. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, let's lift our arms overhead just for a transition. Exhale, bring right hand to left thigh. Twist, gaze over to your side. So we're not cranking our spine, gazing too far back, but a gentle twist with our spines really long. Nice. Inhale, let's return arms overhead. Exhale, opposite side. I'm bringing my right hand to left, or left hand to right thigh. I'm trying to mirror. See how that goes. Inhale, lift up overhead. Take one more back bend. Exhale. Now rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Yes, let's make our way to a tabletop. Stacking your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, and then start to move however feels good. Some suggestions would be to bring shoulder, let's say right shoulder to right hip, finding opening along the left side of your body. You might take the other side. If you're looking for some wrist stretching, you might Rotate your hands so fingers point towards your knees. You can scoot your knees in a little bit more. No matter what you're doing with your hands, though, keep pressing through finger pads the whole time. So taking pressure out of your wrists. So remember, throughout practice, use your exhales to let go. If anything, if any thoughts come up, remain open to what is happening in your body, in your mind, and then you can use your exhales as a means or a symbol of release. Let's work through some cat-cows together. So back with hands or with our spines still. Finger pads pressing into the earth. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your heart, lift your tailbone. Exhale, round your spine, press away from your mat, drop your head, drop your tailbone, cat. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Last round, inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Find stillness and make your way to child's pose. Knees come wide, big toes touch behind you. You can stretch your arms overhead and drop your forehead to your mat, or if you have things to connect forehead and mat, you might put that there now. And then other options for this posture would be to bring your knees together or bring your arms down by your side. Something I like to practice in child's pose is pushing my hips back as my arms really stretch forward, elongating our spine. And then taking deep inhales and exhales, noticing how it feels along or amongst our ribs. So in the back of our ribs, feeling our intercostal muscles activate. And with forehead connected to the mat, maybe you rock your forehead side to side. Option to bring your hands to a prayer grip and lift your wrists. This will allow you to feel a little more sensation along the back of your arms or armpits. Then here, wherever you are in child's pose, turn on your Ujjayi breath, which I will describe. Feeling your lips inhaling and exhaling through your nose. We'll want to generate a quality of fogging up a mirror. So you can imagine fogging up a mirror on your exhale, creating an oceanic sound, but then also adopt that quality on the inhale. We're creating a slight friction in the back of our throat. This breath is intended to help kind of heat up the air in our lungs, build heat in our body, invite oxygen into our lower lobes of our lungs. And you can use this breath throughout class. You can also let it go at any time, open mouth exhales. So with that, let's press into tabletop. And then curl your toes under. Scoot your arms slightly forward, maybe out. Press into the finger pads. And then begin to lift your knees. Draw your belly button to your spine. Start to lift your hips. And press your chest back towards your thighs. Downward facing dog. Pedal out your legs. If you're looking for a gauge for how far your feet should be from your hands, you might shift into high plank. And then that could be a nice little gauge for the distance you're looking for here, and then shift back. So what's important here is not having super straight legs or, pressing our chest back towards our thighs, but long spine. So you might bend your knees, lift your hips, but knees can be bent throughout the whole time. That's totally fine. And then draw your belly button to your spine, knit the lower ribs in, just guiding them in so that our spine is long. Maybe shake your head side to side. And then inhale, gaze to the top of your mat. And then walk to the top of your mat. We'll take tiny steps to begin. Widen your stance, either hip width distance or wider. And then here's where we'll really bend our knees. So bend your knees a lot. A little tip here, pull your belly button in towards your spine, and then see if this helps elongate your spine a little bit more as you lift your hips. You might grab for opposite elbows. And open and close your jaw. Notice if there's any tension held in the face. If you're a visual person, you can use these forward folds to envision something dripping off your back, whether it's sweat or anything else that's just working. We'll release our hands, bring your toes to touch. You might find a slight sliver between your heels, and then roll up one vertebra at a time to standing. Your head will arrive last. Take it really slow. And we'll meet in Samastitihi, standing at attention, bringing your hands to your heart. And then bring your attention to your feet. Notice where you're putting the weight in your feet. We want to distribute our weight amongst the four corners of our feet, so lifting up through our soles. And it might not actually do that, but it could be a gentle, or rather a subtle adjustment to place our weight in a more optimal way for the rest of our body. Hands at your heart. You are welcome here to set an intention for your practice. It is something that can help deepen our practice or make it more meaningful, and also strengthen our commitment to what we are looking to get out of it. So my offering is an intention of letting go, of releasing. That might be our expectations that we're holding on to, or future plans, or the way things should be. But you're welcome to pick something that resonates with you. So inhale, lift your arms overhead, mountain pose, and pause. Again, revisit your feet. Notice where you're putting the weight. And then scan up your legs. Scan up to your quads. Engage your quads so your kneecaps are lifting away from your shins. Your belly button's drawing in towards your spine. And then soften the shoulders down. So you might lift the arms really high up and then soften back into more of a U shape. So our shoulder blades are connecting on our back. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back bend. Just like we did seated. Lift your heart. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Soften your knees, hinge at your hips, melt your heart all the way down. Always shake out your head here. Inhale, halfway lift, bring hands to shins, to thighs, or to the mat. We just want to lengthen our spine and bring our shoulder blades onto our back. Extend through the crown of your head. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Let's go through that sun A or sun salutation a couple more times. Inhale, mountain pose, rise all the way up. Exhale, back bend. Lift your heart, maybe engage your glutes here to come out of your hips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Hinge at your hips, soften all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Last time through. Inhale, root to rise, mountain pose, grow tall out of your mat. Exhale, back bend. Crack open your heart. Lift it high. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Nice. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, make your way to high plank. Options here. So I want to call out some options for positions. When I say vinyasa or make your way to downward facing dog, you can either take high plank and take it to chaturanga by inhaling, shifting forward onto your toes, shoulders come in front of your finger pads. Exhale, lower down no more than halfway. Our elbows are pulled in towards our rib cage. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip your toes, open up your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. So that's one variation. You can also hold high plank or take that transition from your knees. So listen or honor your body where it's at today, but stay with your breath. Cool, let's inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk to the top of your space, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit low, lift arms up, chair pose, Utkatasana. We'll set this up here, bringing weight more into our heels, squeezing our legs together. If you have a block and you'd like to put it in between your legs, you're welcome to do that. We will drop it soon, but if you're looking for a way to kind of visualize how that feels. Arms can be overhead, so biceps at ears. You're also welcome to keep hands at heart. Pelvis is tilted neutrally forward with our torso, so avoiding too much forward tilt, too much backward tilt, all of that neutral stance. Good, inhale. Exhale, shift your arms back into chair plank. So our palms face down, pinkies reach back towards one another. You're welcome to come into planking bird by lifting your heels, spreading your toes wide, ankles go back, pull in towards one another. Good, release. And then plant your right foot into the mat. Inhale, lift your left foot high, one-legged mountain pose. You might be in a different place today than if you tried this before. You might find the toes connecting to the earth. That's okay. You might find a slight hover, or you might find this 90-degree bend between the thigh and torso. Pick something that works for you. One more breath in. Exhale, figure four, cross your ankle over your thigh. This is an option, so you're welcome to stay in one-legged Tadasana if you'd like. Here I like to sit back into my chair. And if you're struggling with balance, totally normal, plug in all of our tools here. Spreading the weight amongst our rooted foot. Draw belly button to spine and find an unmoving point to gaze at. Arms out will help with balance as well. Inhale, lift up one-legged to the exhale, slowly shift into airplane. So bend your standing knee, shift your chest forward, reach your arms back. Okay, if this is challenging, stay with your breath. The belly button to spine, you're here for 3. Lower back to warrior 1, in 2, and 1. Plant your back foot back. We're in warrior 1, so a little different than warrior 2. We're separating our feet hip-width distance. Our back foot's at a 45-degree angle pointing forward. Our hips are generally guided forward, but it's okay if it's a little bit farther back. It's warrior 1. Notice again your feet. Press into the outside edge of your back foot. You can notice what you feel along the inner seam of your leg. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, drop your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift your toe. Exhale, humble warrior. Reach forward with your heart and then place your right shoulder into the right knee. Breathe here. Maybe shake your head. Let's release our hands to the earth. Walk your front foot in towards center a little bit more. With hands planted on either side of your foot, inhale, lift your back leg for standing splits. Pull your belly button to your spine. Stay with your breath. Dial the toes, the back toes down towards the earth. One more breath in. Exhale, Shiva squat. We'll bring our left knee behind our right knee and bend both knees. So we're coming into a squat here. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, take it down. If this feels painful on your knees, please skip it. You definitely want to avoid injury. Exhale on the squat. We'll do one more. Last one. Standing splits. Inhale. And exhale, plant your back foot back. Connect your hands to the earth. Make your way through a vinyasa or just skip it and meet in downward facing dog. Take off my socks. I'm already hot. All right, downward facing dog. From here, release your air. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, open mouth, let it go. Bring our toes to touch. Inhale, reach your right heel high, three-legged down dog. Pull your belly button to your spine. Exhale, knee to nose. Shift your knee forward, shift your weight forward onto your hands, pressing into finger pads, puffing up through the back of your chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Just tapping it. Inhale, lift. And exhale, knee to left elbow. This. Inhale, rise. Exhale, low lunge. So knee comes through. We'll stamp our foot on the mat. You might lower back knee, scoot your front foot up if you are looking for a little more assistance to get there. And then we'll inhale, blossom into warrior two. We'll set it up from here. Parallel to the shredded front foot is pointed forward. We have a long line between front heel and back arch or back heel. Bend your arms outward, stack shoulders over your hips. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Breathe here. Where do you feel sensation? What can you let go of on the exhale? Last exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keep the lunge in your front knee. Lift your front arm up and back. Back arm can rest on back leg or find a half bind opening up through the shoulder. One breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your arms, frame your foot. Option for a vinyasa, perfectly acceptable to skip it. If you are taking the vinyasa, we want to do it safely, making sure our alignment is good. So if there's any point where you're sacrificing the alignment, maybe take one layer back because we want to be able to practice for a long time. Cool. So down dog is where we meet. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. We've been here. Exhale, chair plane. Bring your arms back. Pinkies reach back towards one another. Option to lift into drinking bird. So coming on to your toes, lifting your heels, reaching them back towards one another. Pull the belly button in. Nice. This time, root your left foot into the mat. Inhale, right heel lifts. Take the level of one-legged Tadasana. It's okay if we have, our foot touching the mat. That's all right. In any balanced posture, it's really easy for us to be hard on ourselves. It's a good opportunity to go. Might not look the way you think it'll look today. All right, one more breath in. Exhale, figure four. Cross your ankle over your thigh. Sit back into your chair. Stay in touch with what's coming up in the body. Knowing it's up to us to distinguish whether something is painful and whether something is full of sensation. Wanting to make sure we're sustainable. If there's pain, take a step back. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, airplane, shifting our chest forward, softening the front knee as we reach our right leg back. Gaze forward. For 3, we'll step back to warrior 1 in 2 and 1. Step the back foot back. Okay, widen the stance. Back foot's at a 45-degree angle, bending into the front knee. And then notice where you're putting weight in your back foot. Try to put it more into the outside edge. See what that might feel like. It's different than what you were doing before. Arms come up. Exhale, bring hands behind your back, interlace them. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, reach forward and down for humble warrior. Left shoulder comes into left knee. Breathe here. Maybe shake out your head. Stay connected through your feet.
especially the back or the outside edge of your back foot. One more breath in. Exhale, release your grip, hands come down to the earth. Right, walk your front foot into center a little bit more. Now with hands either connected to the earth, or if you have blocks or books, you don't need them, but just an option. Inhale, standing splits. Lift your back leg up, draw your belly button to your spine, crown of your head extends forward, back toes point down towards the mat. Inhale. Exhale, option for Shiva squat. Bend both knees, right knee comes behind the left. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, squat. Again, discern between pain and sensation here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squat. Inhale, lift. And exhale, land your back foot. We'll plant our hands on the earth. Make your way through vinyasa. Always an option to skip it. So we've made it through our Sun B. Awesome work. We'll put it together, one breath to one movement. We'll go through it one time, and then we'll move on. So stay with your breath, take modifications where it feels right for you, and remain open to anything that might come up as you're moving through. Okay, from downward facing dog, inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk, step, or jump to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit low, arms lift up. Exhale, chair plane, arms shift back, option to come into drinking bird by lifting your heels. Good, inhale, plant your right foot, lift your left knee, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, figure four, cross your right ankle over, or left ankle over right thigh. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, airplane. Shift your chest forward, arms shift back, back leg lifts. Nice, inhale. Exhale, plant the back foot back, widen your stance, warrior one, lift it up. Exhale, hands interlace into your lower back. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, humble warrior, take it down. Cradle your right shoulder into your right knee. One breath in. Exhale, release your grip, bring front foot into center. Inhale, standing splits, lift the back leg. Exhale, Shiva squat, take it down. We'll do one more Shiva squat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back foot plants. Place your hands on the mat, make your way through vinyasa. Take any variation that you'd like. You can also go straight to downward facing dog. One-fourth of the way through, we've got this. Bring your toes to touch behind you. Inhale, lift your right heel high. Exhale, knee to nose, shift it forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, open up, warrior two. I think we skipped it on the other side. That's the second time I've done that. Inhale, reach forward. We've got it this time though. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your arms down, frame your foot, make your way through. So strong. Down dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk, step or jump, top of your space. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit low, arms up. Exhale, arms shift back. This time, root into your left foot. Inhale, right heel lifts, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, figure four, sit back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, airplane, shift it back. Inhale. Exhale, back foot lands, warrior one. So widen the stance, back foot's at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands interlace at your lower back. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, left shoulder comes into the left knee. One breath in. Exhale, release your hands. Frame your front foot. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, let your back foot land. We'll make our way through the vinyasa and we'll do our last side that I'm pretty sure you didn't do when I was first running through it. So make sure to balance this out. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left hip heel lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Open mouth exhales are good here if you're releasing heat. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, low lunge. Spin your back foot down. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach forward and rotate to earth and sky. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, cartwheel your arms, frame your foot, make your way through, and then we'll come to a seat. Option to take a water break or do whatever you need. Great job. Okay, let's make our way to our backs. And we'll bring our knees into our chest, just rock side to side. Give yourself a little massage. And this, we'll do some belly up core, and this one we'll target some compression or squeezing in, and some kind of twisting of the limbs, and then on a release. That's a nice way to release this compression and let go. So I'll speaking, and we'll just do it. So take your right knee and cross it over your left. So we're cross at the knees, and you're welcome to find a full bind here. So right foot can come, behind your right leg. So these are eagle legs, or you might just cross at the thighs. Just squeeze everything inwards. We'll take our right arm and drop it under our left arm. So our right elbow or inner elbow is behind the left, and you can grab for your shoulders, or you might find a full bind here. So we're in our supine eagle. On an inhale, our legs will come closer to the earth and our elbows will reach back. Exhale, bring it in. Elbow connects with knee. It's okay if it doesn't. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. Last one. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, release. Maybe shake out your legs, your limbs. Let something go. And we'll take the other side. So bring left knee over your right. So we're crossed here. And you might find your full bind or not. Left arm comes beneath your right arm. So our left elbow, inner elbow, is connected to our right elbow. So you can either grab for your shoulders here, or you might find a full bind. Inhale, your feet will reach closer to the mat and your elbows will reach back. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring everything in. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Squeeze it in. Inhale, let go. You can do whatever feels right. It might be a full body stretch. It might be knees into chest. Anything that feels good is a counter stretch. Let's rock and roll our way up to a seat, or make your way to a seat, however feels okay. And we'll move along into our next, into some front hip opening, some twists. So we'll meet in downward facing dog.
Again, always take a water break if you need. Right. Doing great here. Let's make our way to downward facing dog. And once you're here, reconnect with where you are connected with the mat. So finger pads press into the mat. The palms will kind of lift up. This is similar to how we use our feet, just distributing the weight amongst our hands and feet to better support the rest of our body. Cool. Let's bring our toes to touch. Inhale, reach your right heel high, three-legged down dog. Exhale, low lunge. Bring your foot all the way through and stamp it into the mat. Okay. From here, you're welcome to lower your back knee, or you can keep your back knee lifted. You can always pick, a different variation as we move on. Inhale, lift into crescent lunge and set it up. So our feet are widened. So they're on different planes, and front foot points forward, back toes point forward. We want to lift our back heel. You might bend your back knee and press back to feel your leg fire up here. Arms lift up. And then exhale, open your heart. Take a gentle back bend. Inhale, lift. And exhale, bring right arm back. Open arm twist. Your right arm shifts back. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, shift your chest forward. Exhale, revolve crescent lunge. Left elbow hooks on the outside of right knee. This might be a transition point to lower back knee. If your back knee is lifted, lift your left hip in line with your right, making this twist in the mid to upper spine. We're here for 3. We'll lower our hands down in 2. In 1, plant hands on the inside of your foot, lower the back knee down, and then walk your front foot up and out, creating a lot of space in front of you. And you might shift your hips forward here, runner's lunge. You can take something that feels good for you, good place for a blanket under your knee if you're needing that. And then just check in with the front knee. We'll try to keep our knee behind or on top of our ankle. And you can make your way to your version of runner's lunge. So I like to lower down to my forearms. You might have your hands connected. Always remember to press into finger pads. Something I like to do here is drop my head. Reconnect with your intention, with your breath. So that can be as simple as paying attention to your inhales and exhales. Good place to open and close your jaw. Notice if there's been any clenching or tightness in your face. We'll press our hands into the mat. We have our forearms down, lifting up our heart. If you have blocks or books, move them out of the way. Plant your hands into the earth. We'll lift our back knee and then walk our front foot to meet our back foot. Root into your right hand. We'll come into side plank. So right hand's connected to the mat. Our left arm's lifted. You can take different things with your legs. This is where I'm at today, but you might lift your top leg if you'd like to find a level up. Otherwise, keep lifting this bottom hip, drawing belly button to spine. Press into your finger pads. We're here for 3. We'll come back to down dog in 2. In 1, either go through a vinyasa or a meet and down dog. Awesome work. You might shake out your hand that was connected. All right, wherever you are, release your air. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Big toes come to touch. Inhale, left heel lifts. Exhale, low lunge. Bring it all the way through. Now you choose back leg, back knee lowers, or it's lifted. We'll inhale, crescent lunge. Lift all the way up and find your crescent lunge. So our feet are hip width distance. Hips are guided forward. back heel is lifted over our back toes, and you might bend your back knee and press back in space to feel some more firing up through our right leg. Nice. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, left arm comes back this time. Open arm twist. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lift or reach forward with your chest. Exhale, revolve crescent lunge. Right elbow hooks in the outside of left knee. You're welcome to lower your back knee for more stability and a deeper twist. If your back knee is lifted, try to bring the twist into the mid and upper spine. So back hip lifts. We're here for 3. We'll lower down our hands in 2. And in 1, let your hands down. Bring your back knee down. Walk your front foot up and out so that our knee is behind or on top of our ankle. And then choose your layer here. Might be different than the other side. And in these moments of stillness, be the observer, be the witness. Watch what that voice in your head might be telling you, aka your thoughts. And though our thoughts are part of our person, they don't need to dictate who we are, for good or bad. We can just observe them and watch them move on. Okay, from here, come back to your hands if you've been on your forearms, and then shift your hips back. We'll walk, you might lift your back knee, we'll walk our front foot back. This time taking side plank on the other side, so I won't be facing you, but hopefully you can hear me. Left hand into the middle of your mat, lifting your right hand up, and take your layer. If both feet are connected to the mat or they're stacked, great. You can lift your leg, you can stagger your legs. Wherever you are, lift your bottom hip up, draw the belly button to spine, press into your finger pads. We're here for 3. We'll lower down to downward dog in 2. In 1, make your way to downward dog. You can shake out your wrists and hands. Acknowledge how that feels. Awesome. All right, from here, let's bring our toes to touch. And we'll make our way into sleeping half pigeon. You're welcome to take figure 4 from your back. You're ready to move on into half pigeon. Let's inhale, lift your right heel high. Exhale, right knee comes behind right wrist. Lower the back knee down. And then if you can, gaze over one of your shoulders to see your foot. Great. If you can't, it's okay. The back toes are pointed straight back and our heel is on top of our ankle. A blocker books is really good for sliding under the right hip if it's feeling super lifted and like it would be painful to sink into it. So that's here for your support. If you're ready and wanting to move into sleeping half pigeon, you might lower down to your forearms. Breathe here. And no matter if you're in supine figure 4, sleeping half pigeon, reconnect with the breath. Being present for anything that might come up in your thoughts, whether that's planning for the future or anything else, and just let that happen. And we'll watch it kind of pass by as if we're looking at the sky, watching the clouds move. Good place here to open and close your jaw. If you do find yourself getting caught up in your thoughts and floating away, come back to your breath.
And we'll start to come out of this. So if you're in supine figure 4, you might release your leg, take any counter movements you'd like, and you can make your way to the other side. If you're in sleeping half pigeon, we'll press our chest up by connecting hands to earth and scoot your back knee forward just to create some more space. Curl back toes under, lift your right heel high. Take any movements that you'd like to counter what we just did. Downward facing dog is where we'll arrive. You're moving on to sleeping half pigeon on the other side. Inhale, lift your left heel. Exhale, left knee behind your left wrist. Lower your back knee down. Scoot your back knee back. So a better visual here, if you have a block or books you like to slide under your left hip, you're welcome to do that. You can gaze over one shoulder and make sure your toes are pointing back, or if you can just feel that, that'd be great. And then we'll make our way to sleeping half pigeon. Breathe here. Notice any tension in your face and your jaw. Option 2, engage the muscles in your face and then release. If your mind starts to wander, make a point of observing it, watching where it goes rather than being part of it. Easier said than done. You can always come back to your breath. And then if you're in supine figure 4, you can take any counter movements and we'll meet on our bellies. If you're in half pigeon, press your chest up, scoot back knee closer to the front, curl back toes under, 3-legged down dog, take any counter movements. That feel good? We'll come to high plank and then lower all the way down to our bellies for some spine strengthening. So on our bellies, let's bring our hands underneath our shoulders, elbows point straight up. Connect the inner seams of your legs, press your toenails into the earth. Maybe your knees will lift here. That's how much pressure we're putting into our toes. Gaze us down. We want a long neck, long spine. Inhale, lift head, neck, and shoulders straight up, cobra pose. There's little to no weight in our hands. Our elbows are still pointed straight up. Keep pressing the toenails into the earth. We're here for 3. We'll lower down to 1 ear and 2. And 1, lower down to 1 ear. Let your hands come down by your side. Release tension from your entire body. Finding a moment of surrender. Good. Let's bring our chin back to center. Interlace your hands at your lower back. This time, we'll lift everything up and come up onto the soft part of our belly. So inhale, toes lift, chest lifts, head lifts. Feet and toes pointed straight back, gazes down. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. And 1, you might connect other ear, or opposite ear to the mat. Option 2, lift your heels up and sway them side to side for windshield wiper movement. And then let your feet come down, hands come back underneath your shoulders to press your chest up. We'll come to a tall seat with our legs out in front of us. Before we shift onto our backs, we'll take a seated forward fold.
And yeah, so some tips here. If you, it might be helpful if you have a blanket to sit on the edge so that your pelvis is tipped a little bit more forward. This will just help you connect a little bit closer to your legs. Knees can be bent. You also don't need to sit on the blanket. Inhale, let's lift our arms up. And exhale, pull belly button to spine, reach your heart and your arms forward, and then let your hands rest wherever they land. Before we melt down, just ensure that your heart is as forward as possible. And you're welcome to lower your forehead down if that's in your practice. If that's accessible. Know that it might look totally different than what I'm doing, and that's okay. Breathe here. Pulling belly button to spine helps release some tension from our lower back. Walk our hands up our legs. Shift the booty forward and then lower all the way down to your back. You do have blocks. We're going to go into bridge pose, but you're welcome to make this more restorative with a block. I'll show you both ways. If you don't have a block, totally okay. So from our backs, bend your knees and bring your heels closer to your glutes. Hands come down by your side. Maybe you can touch your heels. Maybe you can't. That's okay. And then begin to lift your hips. Notice if your knees come wide. Bring them back in line with one another. So lifting our hips. If you'd like to make this more restorative and you have a block or books, you can lower your sacrum down onto the block. If that's not something you have today, or you'd like to make this more about strengthening, then continue to lift your hips. Maybe shimmy your biceps, triceps, shoulders underneath your chest, creating a shelf for your heart. Interlace your hands at your lower back. Make sure the knees are in line with your hips. Gaze is up. We're here for 3. We'll lower in 2. Lower in 1. Release your grip. Lower your back all the way to the mat, and then widen your stance with your feet. Knock your knees in. Bring one hand to belly, one hand to heart, or wherever you'd like to connect with yourself. And with the knees connected, feel your entire back connected to the earth. Right, let's bring the soles of our feet to touch, widen our knees, Uttanasana, and pay attention to your lower back. So we might, if we have tightness throughout our body, which we likely do, at least some of us, you might find that your lower back, there's like a small curve that's not touching the earth. This is when our pelvis is tipping forward. Let's try to tip the pelvis back so our entire spine is connected to the mat, and you can help reinforce this by pressing your soles of your feet together. So making this a good connection, making a good connection between the feet. Good. Stay here for a few breaths. And then bring hands to the outside of your thighs. Draw the knees in. Bring them into your chest. Rock side to side. Massage your lower back. Let's stamp our feet on the sky. Happy baby. You can bring hands to your feet, your ankles, your shin, your thigh. And try to find a place that allows your entire spine to connect with the back or with your mat. So that might mean shifting hands up your legs. You can take anything that feels good here. It might be straightening one leg, straightening the other. And then bring your knees into your chest when you're ready. Extend your left leg long and let the heel connect to the mat. Interlace your fingers over your right shin and guide it into your armpit. So our left leg's long. Yeah. Okay, with this compression, take a breath in. Exhale, draw your right knee over to the left side of your body. It's a good place to shift your left hip in towards center. And then let's try to keep our shoulders connected. You might gaze to the right. Just notice what you might be trying to do here. We can let go of effort. It's okay if your left knee is lifted above the mat. Guide our knee back into center and switch out our leg. So this time the right leg goes long, connects to the mat. Interlace your fingers over your left shin. Guide it into your armpit, around your rib cage. And then draw, or inhale. Exhale, draw your left knee over to the right. You might shift your right hip in towards the center of your mat. And you can gaze over to the right or whichever side feels okay. Make an effort to let go here. Let go of gripping, clenching, trying to release. Let's guide our knee back to center. Bring both knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Bring your forehead into your shins. Give yourself a big squeeze. Again, kind of coming back to this compression and release. Let's bring everything in. And then you release Shavasana. Let your arms or your feet and arms relax and do anything you need to be comfortable. So it could be grabbing a pillow or anything like that. And I will guide you out when the time comes. We'll be here for several minutes, so maybe do a body scan and be. Start to deepen your breath, inviting some more oxygen into your lungs. Taking tiny movements in fingers and toes.
Bring your thumb to every finger pad. Maybe form a fist and release. Open and close the jaw, or tighten the muscles in your face and release them. And you're welcome to take a full body stretch, arms overhead, feet below you. And then make your way to supported fetal position. On either side, I like to rest my head on my bicep and bring my knees a little closer to my chest. And we'll use our top arm to press ourselves up to a seat. You can sit tall here. Soften the eyes, close if it feels okay. Let's bring our hands to our heart space, our thumbs connect to our sternum. And take a moment for your own personal reflection of your intention. I've said it before, but not for the purpose of measuring up how we did, but always wanting to come back to our intention to strengthen that connection. Let's bring our thumbs to our third eye center, the space between our eyebrows, our seat of intuition. The light, the teacher in me, sees, honors, and reflects the light, the teacher in all of you, in all things. Namaste.
Namaste.